All right, gonna be tasting the Madame Jeanette off Pheno. I don't know too much about the Madame Jeanette, but this is an off Pheno of it. I believe they're usually yellow, and not super hot, but like habanero range, I think. This one I've heard is very, 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 very hot. So let's jump right in. Instant heat. It's very sweet. Heat's kind of on the tip of the tongue and back of the throat into the chest. Well, I finally moved so I can start doing tastings again. So that's nice. At my mother's house right now. I'll probably be here for a while. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, yeah. Flavor, I feel like you mostly taste like while you're chewing it. Afterwards, I don't notice as much. Still a little bit of sweetness, still a little bit of heat. It's not as intense as a lot of the super hots, but it is making me salivate and working on my sinuses. Of course, I think that's going to be a fairly common theme with hotter, hotter stuff. I would say it's hotter than habanero, but doesn't seem like it's hotter by much. The heat only built a little bit. Maybe it'll build some more, but it feels like it's plateaued at the moment. Note to self, don't inhale chunks of pepper. It's not pleasant. Excuse me. Anyways, it's pretty tasty. It's got a pretty decent amount of heat. Nothing that I would say is too crazy. Probably hotter than a habanero, but I don't know if I'd put it in the super hot range. At least as far as I can tell. I'm sweating a little bit, but I'm not sure if that's from the humidity or not. There's a nice pleasant breeze going on right now, so that's really helpful. But it does kind of feel a little bit like moist air, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, I don't know what much else to say. Heat's staying pretty stagnant. I think it's slowly starting to taper off right now. Not a lot though. Yeah, I think some of the flavor came back, but that might be because I'm getting chunks out of my teeth still. It's a very, the skin really sticks to the teeth. It was pretty juicy too, though, for not having as thick a flesh as I expected. It is still pretty juicy though, so yeah, that's nice too. I like really juicy, flavorful peppers. Obviously, I mean, that's kind of the goal, is to find the good ones. Yeah, that one, I would say it's unique. I don't think I've tasted anything quite like it. There might be like a smidge of habanero flavor in there, but I think it's mostly that sweetness kind of overpowers the habanero flavor. Yeah. Heat's all on the tongue right now, tip of the tongue. We might be just above habanero flavor at the moment, and kind of tapering off. It's a really pleasant pepper, and I really like it. I would just eat this one. Just eat them raw. I think that's one of my many goals in this journey, is to find out what peppers I would just eat raw. Because there's so many that people are like, oh, well, you have to dehydrate it to make it taste good, or you have to turn it into a sauce or whatever. And those are nice and all. And I'm wanting to play around with those ideas too, but I also really want to find the ones that I love to eat raw. And I think this is one that I would, for sure. One of many. I mean, I've liked just about everything so far enough to eat them raw over and over again. But I think there's a few that are kind of lower on my, lower on my taste list, that I would probably either sauce or dehydrate and use for like cooking. But I'm not sure. It could just have been that I got a pepper that wasn't as great as the peppers that other people got. Like a one-off, not as good tasting. You never know. But this is one of the good ones. I'm gonna see if I can grow it out. I believe it's an accidental cross, so I'm gonna see if I can grow it out and keep the same flavor, or at least a similar flavor profile. If I can get the same phenotype. I thought it was mean looking and kind of cool, so that'd be cool too. But yeah, I like this one. I think that's all I gotta say. We're kind of down to a glow at this point, and it's kind of through the whole mouth, down into the chest. So I'm gonna go get me some yogurt just to make sure that my stomach is okay, and call it. Thanks for watching.